Treadmills started as a punishment for criminals. If you've ever been running in a gym and thought, "This is torture," you're more right than you know. Treadmills were originally built to make people suffer. The first treadmill was built in 1818 by William Cubitt. It was a wooden cylinder equipped with a handrail that worked like a hamster wheel, making the users walk without ever getting anywhere. Cubitt put these treadmills in prisons, where they'd make convicted criminals walk on them for up to 10 hours a day. After a while, the wardens realized they could hook treadmills up to grain grinders and water pumps to work as cheap energy sources. Soon, treadmills were in prisons all over Britain, and a few even spread to prisons across the pond. At the turn of the century, however, the voice of the people declared that walking on treadmills was too cruel a punishment for even the worst of criminals. A little more on this. To some people, the thought of hitting the exercise treadmill every day would be a cruel and unusual punishment. Ironically, this response is much closer to the truth than might be expected. The actual invention of the treadmill, in 1818, by the Englishman William Cubitt, was meant for use in prisons as a correctional tool. Concerned that prisoners were too idle, he engineered mechanical treadmill systems that would enforce daily activity as well produce useful work. Cubitt's treadmills, or tread wheels, required the prisoner to continually step upwards upon a rotating wooden cylinder or within a wheel-like form, not unlike a hamster on an exercise wheel. Prisoners would hold onto a horizontal handrail for stability. These treadmills became very popular in Victorian England, with larger models developed to accommodate several prisoners side by side for upwards of 10 hours per day, the equivalent of climbing a 12,000-foot mountain. While the initial intent for the treadmill was punishment, and it was often used solely for that purpose, it also became a standard way to grind grain or pump water for the prison facility. Somewhat popular in America, correctional facilities gradually stopped using the treadmill in favor of even more severe hard labor options, such as breaking rocks, clearing swamps, or bricklaying. Eventually, even England abandoned the treadmill at the end of the 19th century as too cruel. Notes from the document. I have to certify to the court that the treadmill has been in full operation ever since the last midsummer sessions, and on an average from 75 to 80 prisoners have been daily employed on the wheels. The proportion of females being very small, not amounting to more than 10 or 12 at any time, and generally not exceeding 6 or 8. The male prisoners, when at work, are 3/4 on the wheels, and 1/4 at rest, the females, 1/2 on the wheel, and the other half at rest. And during the 6 months the mill has been at work, I have never heard of one prisoner, male or female, receiving any injury, either in their limbs or general health, and as far as I am capable of forming a judgment, I consider the labor at the treadmill not as injurious, but conducive to the health of the prisoners. If any prisoner or prisoners are observed to be talking while on the tread wheel, they are deprived of their next turn for rest. 2 officers are in constant attendance at the time. So maybe exercise is punishment? Stay paranoid, my friends.